There are a lot of belts in Muay Thai, and most of them are trash, but some of them are cash. So today we're going to talk to you about which belts are trash and which ones are cash. Starting off, there are 3 basic criteria for telling if your belt is cash or trash. Joe, what are they?
First off, what we're going to talk to you about is a ranking system, weigh-in process, and defending your belt. Number 1 is a consistent ranking system. A sanctioning body needs to look at who you're fighting, the level of opponents, and whether they have been consistent throughout their fight process. So whether they're fighting consistently. In order for a belt to be valuable, there must be a ranking system behind it, and it must be an up-to-date and consistent ranking system.
Sanctioning bodies like the WBC
Absolutely.
update theirs monthly. One championship, I believe, is also monthly. WMO is very, very fast. He updates their rankings almost weekly. So it needs to be updated regular schedule.
Especially with the level of opponents that are coming out now in 2023, the huge talent pool that is here in Thailand and internationally, it's really important that sanctioning bodies and promoters are updating ranking systems for belts. The second thing that we need to talk about is weigh-in processes. So now we're seeing a lot of promotions or sanctioning bodies implement hydration tests. Perhaps they might be a week out, 2 weeks out, or 30 days out. They're trying to protect fighters from losing too much weight and potentially putting harm to their bodies. So for a belt to be valuable, there must be a consistent weigh-in process and transparent weigh-in process.
WBC, as Joe was alluding to, has about a 30-day check-in process, a week out and 4 days before the actual weigh-in. So this allows the WBC to check and make sure the fights are valid, that the athletes are in check, and that there's no long-term damage coming from too much dehydration.
The third aspect that we want to talk about is defending your title. In order for a belt to be valuable, there must be a defense on the line. It can't always just be an open title. There has to be some sort of a defense against the title. Normally, or before, in the WMC at least, I know that in order to have a title, it would be open for a defense 2 times, and then it would become an open title if that person rejected defending their title.
For the WBC, you have to defend your title within 6 months. The one championship belts are defended regularly. This is what makes them valid. Once you've gained the kingdom, you have to protect your borders. If you're not protecting it, it's not a worthwhile belt. There are belts that are given now as special prizes, as awards. These are trophies, and there's some validity to them, but it's only valid for that one bout. It is not a real championship.
No, they are rather acknowledgements rather than a championship title, which is really important because there are a lot of things that we need to acknowledge, but they are not what makes a valuable belt in regards of title championships.
So speaking of valuable belts, and what do you think are some of the valuable organizations that are giving out belts now?
Okay, so in the realm of Muay Thai at the moment, I would have to say number 1 would be the WBC belt. Okay, everybody's after the green beauty, and I think this is because of some of the things that we've mentioned before. For example, a consistent and transparent weigh-in process. Number 2 would be the ranking system. They regularly update their ranking system, and they require their athletes to defend their titles. So all these things combined make a valuable belt.
The other one, obviously, is one championship. They are so valuable because the payday is so high, and the level of athletes fighting for the one belt is super high. They're filtering a lot of strong athletes into one championship already, so there's a lot of validity behind the belt.
Yeah, with so much money on the line, people are really going to be fighting for those titles. A lot of people, like for example, Stan Fairtex, coming from a rural farming background, has completely changed her life around by putting her life on the line for this one championship belt.
Of course, there's other great belts. Roger Demner World Series is doing a great job with their tournament structure. Those are great tournament belts. The level is high. And what's interesting now is the stadium belts are coming back. Recently, it was announced that there would be female Lumpini championships here. And also, of course, there's the Roger Demner champions. But do you think that the stadium belts will hold as much validity as they once had?
I think with the change in dynamic throughout Muay Thai in 2023, which we've talked about before, with the push for entertainment, I think the focus will be on the entertainment shows. Now, perhaps that the former glory of the Raja Damnern and Lumpini belts may not hold as much validity now as they once have. I still think they're a great thing to chase after.
Yeah, the world is changing, there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of belts being given out, but most of them are trash. Those are the reasons why these belts are cash. You have to have a legitimate ranking system, weigh-in process, and you must defend your belt. Thank you so much.